Hey there, my name is Scott. I'm a certified senior advisor and senior home safety specialist with Grading with Grace. Today, I wanted to do a side by side comparison for you of the RMS Sock Aid versus the sock slider to help you determine which might be the best sock aid or sock helper for you. These are devices that do the same function, but they work differently. So it's important to understand the differences. So let me give you a quick rundown of each model and then we'll compare them. And I do have full length videos of each model separately where you can see live demonstrations of me putting on socks, testing them thoroughly, and really detailing the features. But for comparison purposes, the RMS Sock Aid uses a contoured plastic shell. You load your sock on from the bottom, put this on the ground, put your foot into the sock, and then use these cords to pull the sock up onto your feet. It uses a non-slip pad here on the back, which holds the sock in place as you're putting your foot through it. It's got comfortable handles here that you can use to pull with, and it is adjustable, putting a knot here in your rope. And it's got a flexible plastic shell, is how this works, with some contour up the top to minimize any discomfort on the calves. This one works by pulling motion. You pull the sock onto your foot. The sock slider works differently. So it's got a rubber tracking on the bottom to help make it non-skid on the bottom. Now, this can also be used to remove your socks. You can use these edges to get inside the edge of your sock and push your socks off. It can also be used as a shoehorn, which is a big difference as well. This one does require some assembly. When you get this out of the box, you'll have to slide on your cradle onto this base, and you do have to attach these two pieces right here. So let's talk about the main differences. As I mentioned earlier, the biggest difference is the way these are loaded. This one loads on from the bottom and you just pull up. This one, you lay this in here and then slide this over. Now, because of that little edge right there, I do find this slides on easier as far as your initial loading. This one takes a little bit more maneuvering. Now, all these sock aids, I will tell you, they take some practice. You're not going to get these right the first time you use them. So, try them 5 or 6 times to get a really good feel for them before you make a judgment as to whether it works for you. So that's the difference in how you load the socks onto the devices. The other big difference is how you get the sock onto your foot. This one, you put your foot into it and then using the adjustable ropes, get them adjusted where you need them, but you put your foot into it and then you use these ropes to actually pull the sock onto your foot. So this requires a pulling motion. This one has got a few more steps to it. This one, you've got this hook here. Then you put your handle around the hook, hold the handles of that stick, and then it's got the non-slip bottom. So you hold it into place like that. And then you put your foot in and you push with your foot while holding everything else stationary. So that's how that one works. The contrast is this uses a pulling motion with your arms. This uses a pushing motion with your legs while also holding down with the handle. So it depends on what the nature of your injury or abilities are. If you can do better pulling up with your arms, this may be the better device. If you can do better pushing with just your foot, this may be the better device for you. Now, also when it comes to use of these, the handles on your rope are adjustable with the knots like I showed you. So you can get this to where it needs to be so that it's as comfortable as possible for you to use. The drawback to this one is this stick length is fixed. So if you're a tall individual, you may find yourself leaning over to hold this device into place, which may or may not be a good position for you. You'll have to make that judgment based on your current abilities. So those are the biggest difference between the two. Both of them, as far as if you travel, they're both portable. There's no real differences there. I don't see any major differences in durability. This cradle it's thicker, but it's still pretty flexible. This is a little thinner and feels a little more rigid. This may be slightly more durable. And normal use, I don't think you're going to notice a big difference between those two. This allows adjustments in the length of the cords. This does not allow adjustments in the length of the handle. This does have additional uses. You can also use this to remove the socks as well as a shoehorn. In my independent testing videos, which you can watch if you'd like, this worked very well for regular socks, for athletic socks, dress socks, crew socks, even did good for gripper socks. It didn't really work at all for compression socks. However, this sock aid did work very well for regular socks and athletic dress socks. All those worked well for compression socks. Did not work for gripper socks because if you think of a sock with the grippers on the bottom, when you put this around like this, the grippers are against the plastic and they won't slide when you put your foot in. So this will not work well for gripper socks. So those are your biggest differences between the sock aid and the sock slider. So I hope this has been helpful. If so, please like or share this video on your favorite social media. Also, I'd be honored if you'd subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Wishing you a happy and safe life from Graying with Grace.